In life, we all find ourselves in a stressful situation, but what counts is how you react to those situations. A quote says, "Do not use a hatchet to remove a fly from your friend's forehead." It's saying, like, don't overreact and do something totally extreme to something so simple. I'm going to talk to you about how I handled situations as a kid now and how I hope to in the future. So as a kid, I was very uptight. I was always scared of like what my parents would do if I did something wrong. And I was overreacted, like psyched myself out, like, oh my God, I'm in so much trouble. And it never really turned out that way. Like, it was no big deal. And as I grew up, I kind of like grew out of that. Now I'm very relaxed and like, I don't know, like I don't really worry about things too much because I know like if it's something I can't control, then there's nothing I can really do about it. So like tests, I don't really stress out too much about them. I do what I can to like prepare myself, and whatever is the outcome, then that's the outcome. There's nothing you can really do about it after. And in the future, I hope to stay how I am now rather than how I was as a kid. You know, going into like stressful situations, like I want to be a nurse, and that's obviously a career that not a lot of people can handle because it's very stressful. You know, you're taking care of people who are sick, and like that's a lot of pressure. So if you're working and you're just very anxious, then you're not going to do a really good job because then you're focusing on how you're feeling rather than how the patient's feeling, and that's not very good at all. So, in conclusion, don't overreact to something so simple because it's not that big a deal. Just relax, you know, take it one step at a time. This is so short.
Sounds like 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Really?
No, it's 2 minutes.
Oh, there you go.
Just take a lot of deep breaths, like just pause and be like,
Have a really long pushing getter.
That's so weird.
sing a song.
Yeah. That's what my mom told me. She's like, if you just blank out in the middle of your speech, just start singing.
Just start doing flips or just do like a little dance, like exiting. Yes, no, it was. That's how I'm gonna end mine. If I don't have like closing.
I know. You know how many times I like when I was like, just said that. Just said that. Just like I would help and I had
What was that?
and then I was like something totally stupid, and I was like I could have been something totally stupid. Like I
All
was
right.
very happy. I could have been
The introduction was satisfactory. I get your thesis. That was pretty effective. The preview, it could be a little bit more elaborate, but I thought it was fine. It was pretty basic. The content is the same sort of thing. You have a couple of examples, one which you can describe in a lot of detail, the other one not as much, but they both make your point effectively. Again, I think you're just relying on the examples as opposed to planning a structure for what you're talking about. It sounded like you were going to have a structure at the beginning, but then I didn't think the follow-through was quite as solid. Presentation issues, your voice projection is okay. I think that you have a lot of variety in your voice within the range that you have. You kind of have a higher range voice, but you have good inflection and change in that range. Lots of indicators and gestures while you're speaking, so your hands and your shoulders seem like they're involved in the presentation. Your facial expression also, you look pretty animated when you're talking to us. Eye contact, the center of the room, we're getting good attention here. I don't know about the people on the edges. I think the only time you look over there is when you're thinking. You know, you stop to think about something and you're not even looking at people at that point. It's just kind of your glance in that direction while you're thinking of the next idea, and then you come back and talk to everybody in the center again. So we all appreciate it here, but you know, give a little love to the folks on the outside too. You know what the biggest issue was, don't you? You got nervous feet. You've got dancing feet. It starts from the very beginning. You're crossing your leg uncomfortably. You shift around. You keep doing that, and You know, it's just, that's where all of your anxiety is coming out in your feet. And so if you can kind of get control on, at least you're not pacing, but you do need to have a little bit more authority in your presentation. Stand still and talk to us, and I think you'll be better off. All right, thank you.